to the events. I see a lot of T-shirts running around here. You know, not a fan of donuts, big fan of donuts. Don't really know all of the context as to why it is what it is, but in that regard, you take a look at Kevin Wynn. If you're going to wear a bandana that has donuts on it, you're probably pro donut.
Taylor Allwood, let me tell you something. His hair is perfect. Now, if he can keep it like this during all 9 lifts, I'd be really impressed.
Well, right now, for the moment, it is perfectly coiffed. As the New York native, 29 years old, 235
kilos. Oh, he's got to put some weight on. And his hair did not move. Perfect. Okay, he's got 8 more to go.
So Atwood on the board at 235. That'll bring up Stephen LeHue at 237.5. That'll bring up Taylor Atwood, the 29-year-old from the state of New York with the perfectly coiffed hair, as we established 1 lift to go. There's Atwood. Connected at 235, now going to 247.5.
So I was right earlier when I was talking about A7. That's that, it's like a t-shirt, and they have a rubber grip on the back, so when you're squatting, the bar doesn't move. It's called a fitness bar grip shirt. And then when you're bench pressing, it stops you from sliding on the bench. It's pretty cool. Guy Jason owns the company, started it out of his basement. We were talking a little bit. Very nice guy. And nice, great product, too. I like it.
Another advance in the powerlifting world that makes life a little easier.
Yeah, he's got like 13 patents. I called him the Thomas Edison of powerlifting.
Atwood 3 for 3 there, so he's on at 247.5. And speaking of A7, A7 is a proud sponsor of the USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals. You can follow them on. I believe he had his coach go over to at least get a confirmation.
Yeah, maybe they should be complaining to the jury. Who knows?
We'll see what comes of that a little bit later on as Taylor Atwood will be followed by R.J. Hazan.
Let's go, Taylor.
The last 2 lifters in the men's 74. As then will then reset everything.
He's getting his angry on right now. Focus. It's a big lift.
262.5 after connecting at 247.5.
I don't know where the countdown clock is, but
he has 20 seconds left right now. So wait on the official signal. And he'll engage in the lift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. Look at him. Oh, he's ready to go.
Well, you mentioned at 235 that he needs to put some more weight on there, and he certainly heeded your advice as he connects there at 262.5.
And he had more in the tank. But I would focus. I was always conscientious of nutrition, but we just didn't know. The technology wasn't there to understand the importance of it and the timing aspect of it, and how to focus on the importance of a pre-workout nutrition and then an immediate post-workout nutrition. When I was working out in the younger years, I'd have maybe a cup of coffee before I train, and it would help a little bit, but I wish I had like the knowledge of branched chain amino acids and things like that, and about, how to create like an insulin spike at the end of your workout and follow it up with a very digestible, quickly digestible protein like a whey protein or hydrolyzed whey protein. So I think I could have maybe had faster recoveries and perhaps even had better results if I had a better nutrition when I was younger like I do today. Secondly, two and a half times his body weight for Taylor Atwood. I'm sorry.
At 180 there.
That's a big opener.
It most certainly is.
This dude didn't come to fool around.
He's been impressive.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a serious bench presser in the room.
That'll bring up Taylor Atwood.
Taylor he's going to 413 pounds. So he is, 20, 30 pounds above the last closest lifter. So in his instance, his impressive bench press on top of his impressive squat is going to put him way in the lead. And my guess is that his deadlift is not going to be as good. I'm just guessing because I don't know him. But his chance to win this is going to be if he can do great in the squat and great in the bench and do respectable in the deadlift. That'll get him the gold.
Well, he has been a superstar tonight, and at 187.5.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, but his hair didn't move yet. So, I mean, this is his 6th attempt so far, and his hair is still in perfect condition.
He may be looking for a hair sponsorship out of this event coming up. I don't know if you're like me, you're just looking for hair, but
right.
A hair sponsorship could be in the offing for young Taylor Atwood.
Nice and low on the chest. See? Perfect. It's like
and he gives the bar a scowl if, what are you doing? You're no match for me tonight.
Yeah. He had more in the tank. He had another 5, maybe 7.5 kilos in him.
That'll bring up Taylor Atwood.
Okay. This is the bench press monster over here.
He is going to make an attempt at 192.
His coach is screaming in his ear. Look at his coach. His coach looks like he's ready to chew on a tire or something. Look at this guy. Open American record. 424 pounds, 192 kilos, 192.5 kilos.
The 29-year-old out of the Empire State. Gino's amped. He's getting the crowd into it. The phones come out.
Wow, this guy should have been at Bench Nationals, I think. That was just last month. He probably didn't want to ruin any mojo for this event.
Already with a 187.5. It's 2 for 2 in lifts in this bench press segment.
Nice and low on his chest. No problem.
Did we doubt it? 192.5 and 3 white lights.
That was a fantastic. Look at him.
And he hops up on the bench.
Screaming in victory. Now, Brian, if you recall what I was saying, there is everything that I was just talking about put in motion. About how tight he was, about how low on his press. That's the difference between a good lifter, a great lifter, and an elite lifter. He is an elite lifter. He is one of the best. And that's because of everything that he put together on that bench, which includes that kind of technique.
So he is, I mean, and certainly from a novice perspective, he seems to have all the tools. He seems to have the natural body strength, the natural talent, the chops for being a good lifter. But it seems like that he is about as close to flawless tactically as you can possibly be for a 29-year-old especially.
Right. Now the only difference between him and me basically is age, and I have a much better personality. And I'm, of course. But but all kidding aside, he's got a bright future, and that kid, and I call him a kid without disrespect. I'm just an older guy, so I'm allowed to do that. But that guy's got a long way to go and grow in this sport, in the bench press at least. And judging by his squat, he wasn't no slouch there either.
the coming out party for Taylor Atwood, as he had put on quite a show here in the bench press. So
I'm gonna mess up his hair later. I gotta do something. I gotta.
Well, we'll have to make sure we've got the cameras waiting when that happens. Dennis, we're through to
Taylor Atwood excelled at the squat and the bench press. I gave him a little pep talk in the men's room earlier. Nice guy. And looking to do a 595-pound opening deadlift. And as I was saying to Brian earlier, whoever is greatest in the squat is usually not greatest in the deadlift, and he seems to be in the middle of the pack here in the deadlift category, which, as long as he's going to have a respectable or good deadlift, that should take him through for a gold medal for the day. We'll see where he's opening up at 270 kilos.
Taylor Atwood in his first deadlift.
Brian's back, by the way.
Yes, I am.
Nice to see you, Brian.
I made sure I got back in time
before I caused any damage.
For a burgeoning star in Taylor Atwood. And for damage control also. But
right. 29 years old out of New York. Lifts with the Strength Guys. What's that, like a powerlifting team or a club?
I would imagine that's a group somewhere, an outfit in New York.
Probably strong people with a name like that. Look at that deadlift, no problem.
3 white lights for Atwood.
Well, he's no slouch in the deadlift either. Okay, here's Taylor Atwood.
Abner connected at 282.5 now. Atwood.
The squat star and the bench press star. He's pacing, he's looking,
he has definitely caught the attention of everyone in the room.
Yeah, he's in a second attempt at 628. That's 15 kilos above his opener. And there's only 3 other deadlifters after him. So this guy's great.
And I think he's working on a 9 at 9 for 9. And
maybe I'm naive because, I'm just kind of realizing this now, but I can't follow everyone. And I'm just learning that Atwood is a star. Look at
wow.
This. You know what? I got to tell you something. He's having fun.
And he's making it look pretty easy.
He's not only, but he's smiling. He's happy. I mentioned earlier when you were gone, I had a great conversation with him in the men's room.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't, like an intimate conversation.
Right.
Let's not go there.
Right. Along with
we got Atwood.
Hazan.
We got Atwood's up. 650.4 pounds. 295. He's in the gold medal position now. But there's one deadlifter after him. So he could be vulnerable.
He's already in at 285.
I'll tell you, this young man has highly impressed me tonight as a all-around powerlifter. I mean, this guy's got it all.
This could be the exclamation point on the night for Taylor Atwood's coming out party.
We were talking earlier about maybe you're not good at football, but, this guy's great at powerlifting. So forget about baseball and football.
For tonight, that's Atwood. All that matters.
Powerlifting is definitely your sport. Maybe he's good at something else like checkers or tic-tac-toe, but...
Look at this.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
And he smiles. And he's hanging out. Look at him. Look at this guy.
Boom. The exclamation point. You see the reaction from Taylor Atwood.
Look at him.
As he wraps up an unbelievable
and his
lift,
hair maintained its composure the whole time.
And this is what it's forcing Blake LaHue to do. Blake LaHue is going to have to make an attempt.
He's going to have to make a monster attempt.
320 and a half.
Yeah, look, he's going for 706.